April 24th. A new era begins. The Iraqi dinar reaches parity with the US dollar. April 24th, 2025, will be remembered as a groundbreaking day in modern economic history. Iraq has officially announced that one Iraqi dinar now equals one US dollar. Yes, you read that correctly. After years of speculation, hopes, and uncertainty, it's no longer just a rumor. It's a reality. This stunning development is poised to change the future of Iraq's economy, elevate the country's global standing, and open new opportunities for both citizens and investors. But what does this actually mean? What triggered such a dramatic shift, and what are the consequences, good or bad, for Iraq and the rest of the world? In this article, we'll take you through everything you need to know about this monumental change. A currency reborn. What one-to-one exchange really means. For decades, the Iraqi dinar was one of the most undervalued currencies in the world. At one point, it took over 1,000 dinars to buy just a single US dollar. Now, as of April 24th, 2025, that has changed. The new exchange rate sets one IQD equal to one USD. On the surface, it's a number, but in reality, it's a powerful symbol of national recovery, reform, and resurgence. This parity with the US dollar doesn't just happen by accident. It reflects rising confidence in Iraq's economic infrastructure, banking reform, political stability, and above all, its valuable oil exports that continue to bring in billions in revenue. More than a number, this is a moment of transformation. What it means for Iraqi citizens. For the people of Iraq, this change has massive implications. Overnight, the purchasing power of everyday citizens has skyrocketed. A stronger dinar means that everything from groceries to imported electronics to airfare could become significantly more affordable. Inflation, which has haunted Iraq for years, may finally come under control. Families that once struggled to afford basic goods may now breathe easier. International products could become more accessible, and traveling abroad may no longer be a distant dream for many Iraqis. For those who held on to their dinars through years of instability and hardship, this day is nothing short of a victory. Economic revival and national pride. Beyond economics, this currency revaluation carries deep emotional meaning. Iraqis have endured war, sanctions, internal conflict, and economic collapse. Through it all, many held on to hope that the country would rise again. Today's news represents not only financial validation, but national pride. The Iraqi dinar, once dismissed, is now a symbol of resilience. It also signals to the world that Iraq is open for business. Investors, tourists, and global corporations are beginning to pay closer attention. With its vast natural resources, strategic location, and historical significance, Iraq is stepping forward into a new chapter with a more stable and confident voice. The role of the central bank and the government. This dramatic currency shift didn't come out of nowhere. Iraq's central bank has played a critical role in managing monetary policy, stabilizing the exchange rate, and gradually preparing for this moment. Over the years, experts and economists had urged Iraq to revalue the dinar and drop excess zeros from the currency to simplify transactions and signal strength. By executing a one-to-one exchange rate, the Iraqi government is making a bold statement. It is ready to lead the country into a new economic era. However, this isn't just a celebration. With great power comes great responsibility. Iraq must now ensure that inflation is kept in check, public savings are protected, and government services are properly funded. If handled poorly, the revaluation could trigger confusion, price surges, or even economic instability. But if managed correctly, it could become the foundation for lasting prosperity. International impact. A new player in the global economy. The world is watching. Iraq's move will affect countries that trade with it, particularly the United States, China, and many European nations. With a stronger currency, Iraq can import goods at more favorable rates, potentially reducing costs for consumers. At the same time, exporters in Iraq may see increased returns for their goods. Oil, Iraq's crown jewel, will remain a dominant force in its economy. However, a stronger dinar could encourage the country to diversify. There are already discussions around growth in agriculture, tourism, infrastructure, and even technology. A robust and diverse economy could make Iraq one of the most promising emerging markets in the Middle East. How did this happen? The road to revaluation. This change didn't occur overnight. It is the result of deliberate, strategic efforts. Iraq has worked tirelessly to strengthen its financial sector, modernize its banking systems, enforce anti-corruption measures, and bring political stability to its institutions. These internal efforts were supported by favorable global conditions, including steady oil prices and shifting pressures on the US dollar due to inflation and rising debt. The combination of domestic reform and external opportunity created the perfect moment. Iraq seized it, and the world took notice. The voice of the people, from despair to hope. One cannot ignore the human story behind this moment. Iraqi citizens have shown extraordinary patience and perseverance. Many lived through economic freefall, watching the value of their currency evaporate, while wages stagnated and prices soared. For those who believed in the dinar's potential and held on to it, sometimes for decades, today's news brings long-awaited relief. It's more than financial gain. It's about pride, dignity, and a renewed belief in the nation's future. This revaluation is a testament to the strength of a people who never gave up hope, even when circumstances looked bleak. Investors. A moment of truth. For years, investors around the world have speculated on the Iraqi dinar. Some bought in early, convinced that revaluation would one day happen. Others dismissed it as unlikely or too risky. Now that Iraq has officially implemented the one-to-one exchange rate, global markets are buzzing with questions. Should investors cash out? Should they hold their dinars? Is the revaluation just the beginning of further gains? These are serious decisions, and much will depend on how Iraq handles the transition, what economic policies it introduces, and how global markets respond. For smart investors, the coming weeks will be critical. Watching government announcements, analyzing market reactions, and maintaining a long-term perspective will be key. Potential challenges: inflation, salaries, and loans. As exciting as this news is, it comes with challenges. When a currency appreciates so quickly, it can create short-term confusion and disruption. Retailers will need to update prices. Employers may need to adjust wages. Banks will have to reevaluate loans, especially those issued under the old exchange rate. If someone borrowed money when 1,000 dinars equaled $1, what happens to that loan now? Will banks revise balances, or will borrowers be stuck? These are issues the government and the central bank must address urgently. Clear communication and transparent policy will be essential. Without it, confidence could quickly turn into chaos. Public reaction. Cautious celebration. The mood on social media and in public spaces is electric. Iraqis are celebrating, sharing their stories, and expressing cautious optimism. Many are calling this a new dawn for the country. Yet there's also an undercurrent of concern. What if it doesn't last? What if the political system backslides or inflation surges? These are valid concerns. That's why consistency and clarity from leadership will be so important in the days and months to come. The population needs reassurance that this change is not just symbolic, but sustainable. Iraq's future, a potential financial hub. Some analysts are already floating the idea of Iraq transforming into a regional financial hub. With a stable and strong currency, Iraq could attract international banks, investment firms, fintech companies, and global entrepreneurs. Located at the crossroads of Asia, Europe, and Africa, and rich in natural resources, Iraq has the geographical and economic foundations to become a powerhouse. But potential isn't enough. It must be backed by sound governance, infrastructure development, and investment in public services like healthcare, education, and security. This revaluation is just the beginning. The real test lies ahead. What should you do now? Whether you're an Iraqi citizen or a global follower of financial trends, now is the time to stay informed and cautious. Don't make hasty decisions. Watch how the central bank handles implementation. Listen to official announcements. Consult financial experts before taking action. This is a long-term transformation. Like all major changes, it will come with growing pains, but also incredible opportunities. For Iraq, this is the start of a new journey toward financial independence, national recovery, and international respect. For the world, it's a chance to rethink old assumptions and recognize Iraq's potential anew. Final thoughts. The power behind the dinar. From the ashes of conflict and hardship, Iraq is rising. The revaluation of the dinar is more than just an economic adjustment. It's a signal to the world that Iraq is ready to reclaim its place on the global stage. It's a tribute to the strength of its people, the determination of its leaders, and the dreams of those who believed in a better tomorrow. The value of a currency is more than just a number. It reflects the heartbeat of a nation, its people, its potential, and its path forward. Iraq has taken a bold step. Now, the world watches as it walks into a new era.